The Obama administration is pushing for a smaller, more nimble military. The concept is based on the idea that long, dragged out ground wars are a thing of the past. Whether that's true or not is another question. But as President Obama prepares to submit a leaner defense budget to Congress, Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel is calling for sizable troop reductions. Capitol Hill Blue reports the active duty Army would shrink from 522,000 soldiers to between 440,000 and 450,000. That would make it the smallest since just before the U.S. entered World War II. The White House and the Pentagon foresee making these troop cuts in tandem with conducting fewer large ground wars. Instead, their emphasis is on versatile, agile forces that can project power over great distances, including in Asia. Hagel said at the Pentagon on Monday,
"We are repositioning to focus on the strategic challenges and opportunities that will define our future. New technologies, new centers of power, and a world that is growing more volatile, more unpredictable, and in some instances, more threatening to the United States."
This plan must wind its way through a Congress which does not want to weigh such heavy issues. Some congressmen fear base closures in their districts will doom local communities. Others, like House Armed Service Committee Chairman Howard McKeon, insist that overall federal spending cuts are falling too heavily on the military. And it doesn't help that the midterm elections are dead ahead, providing yet another reason for many congressmen to avoid making tough military policy decisions. Large defense contractors that provide the military's war machines and heavily lobby toward that end will weigh in as well. Congress has agreed on spending just under $500 billion for the 2015 military budget, but the agreement pretty much ends there. How that money should be spent is another matter altogether. Some congressmen have even resisted cutting tanks and aircraft that the military doesn't even want. But it's curious that the White House, the Pentagon, and Congress don't stop to consider the true essence of America's foreign policy. That policy, strongly influenced by private think tanks such as the Council on Foreign Relations, says that America must remain the world's policeman. Cutting back on long ground operations may be a start, but converting the military into a rapid deployment force keeps the U.S. on a permanent war footing on a more efficient global basis. Policy is shifting a bit as troops, war machines, and spending are all cut back. However, the nation's core foreign policy mission, devised largely behind the throne, stays stubbornly intact. We are left to only imagine what the military budget would look like if America mainly protected her own borders and dropped the often fruitless task of policing the world.